Oh, hello there. Welcome to Thinking Game Trivia. I'm Quizmaster Jack, and today we're going to play some Buzzword. If you haven't been here before, Buzzword is modeled after Quiz Bowl. So there's going to be a series of clues in these questions that go from more obscure to more well-known. I'm going to try to buzz in and answer them as soon as possible. The first 10 are going to be about pop culture stuff, my favorite, and then on to sports. Let's see what they got.
In 2007, a DS version of this game developed by Ubisoft drew criticism for not censoring a word for lesbian. An online Go version of this game is developed by Scopely, which replaced EA as its official licensee. For 10 points, what Hasbro board game is similar to the Zynga game Words with Friends?
Oh. I hope that wasn't the video game question. That was some deep knowledge required about Scrabble. Wow. Like the mobile versions of Scrabble, the official mobile versions of Scrabble. Wow.
An early album by this singer, Strike Up the Band, paired him with Count Basie's orchestra. He won a Grammy for an MTV Unplugged album that included Fly Me to the Moon. Cheek to Cheek and Love for Sale are albums by Lady Gaga and...
Yeah, it's Tony Bennett. But I was thinking that on Fly Me to the Moon. But I just wasn't sure. But yeah, he famously did some duets with Lady Gaga in the recent past.
On this show, God's will is subverted when Job's children are disguised as lizards. It portrays the nice and accurate prophecies of the witch Agnes Nutter.
It's Good Omens. Get that not off of the TV show knowledge, but of having read the book. I think the nice and accurate prophecies of Agnes Nutter is either the subtitle of the book, or just a important like plot point in that she like the good and accurate prophecies of Agnes Nutter like work out. It's on my bookshelf here, I'm sure. Yep, there it is right there. We can actually check. It is the subtitle. You can see right here, the nice and accurate prophecies of Agnes Nutter, which this is the third time this week I've been able to point at something on behind me in my videos to show that I know about some trivia questions.
A clip from this film was at the center of the Australian employment case BP Refinery versus Tracy. In this film, a man who demands "bring me Fagaline" employs a woman named Traudl Junge as his secretary in a besieged bunker. For 10 points,
it's called Downfall. It's the I don't know if it's the Hitler meme. That's where the Hitler meme comes from. The movie Downfall. Ooh, some niche topics so far, like needing to know some very specific things about Scrabble mobile games, and also where does the Hitler meme come from? This is kind of a deep week so far.
As a backup performer for this group in the 1990s, Fred Armisen got his first paid drumming gig. Since 1991, this group has put on performances using PVC pipes as unusual.
Okay. I didn't know Fred Armisen was in the Blue Man Group. Kind of makes sense. Like, I'm not surprised, but was unaware. Drumming with PVC pipes, you say? Must be those blue men.
Jack is told this ship made its name farther out than other relics in the Fleet Museum. An orchid from this ship causes havoc on the Cerritos. Kazan commandeered it in the Delta Quadrant. The X-born 7 of...
It's gotta be Voyager then. That was all gibberish, but then it was Star Trek gibberish this time. We've had Star Wars gibberish before. Now it was Star Trek gibberish. And they started saying stuff I know, like the Delta Quadrant. That's where Voyager got warped to, and the whole story was of Voyager trying to get back out of the Delta Quadrant. And then, of course, Seven of Nine is probably the most famous character on that show, in no small part because of how attractive Jerry Ryan was. Yeah, I like Star Trek, but I'm really just a Next Generation fan when it comes down to it. Like, Deep Space Nine didn't really hit me. So I watched it a little bit, but didn't like feel super engaged with it. Voyager. So Deep Space Nine did come out debuted when I would have called myself a Trek fan, and it just didn't hit me. And then Voyager was the same thing. I watched like the first 2 seasons of it. Didn't really hook me. So yeah, thinking about it now, I'm really just a Next Generation fan.
This band repeatedly insists modernity has failed us in their anguished 2020 song, Love It If We Made It. This band's second album, whose lengthy title begins I Like It When You Sleep, featured Somebody Else and The Sound. Maddie Healy fronts. For 10 points.
Who's Maddie Healy?
What English band named for a year?
Okay. It's 1975. Oh, I think it's 5. Yes, okay. So I always try to think if it's the 1976, but it's the 1975. We got the 2 music questions.
The patriarch of this family honored his friend Genco with the name of an olive oil company. In 1901, an Ellis Island official renamed this family for a town in Sicily.
I'm going to say this is the Corleones. Yeah. Yeah, because it was the olive oil thing. Like in Godfather Part 3, I think there's some shenanigans, some dealings with an olive oil company. And it just kind of, like, what other, like, big family important for probably a movie with the distribution so far? So I think we need another TV question, then maybe actually a real video game question. I'm hoping the Scrabble one didn't count as a video game.
This musical originally opened as lights go up and down to the sound of breathing in a short prologue contributed by Samuel Beckett. Its 1976 revival is the longest-running Broadway revue. For 10 points, What Risque Revue by Kenneth Tynan includes nudity and is partly named for an Indian city?
It's like something Bombay. Oh, Calcutta. Okay. Yeah, that's what I get for not really knowing what Oh Calcutta was. Oh, I felt pretty confident. Now that we got through the music ones, I felt pretty confident I could go 10 for 10, but then they hit the musical stuff that I don't know.
In a 2021 interview with CBC News, this character was declared an enormous taste bud.
It's Grimace. Grimace is a taste bud. That's what he is. I'm really bummed that Scrabble was the video game question. But that's how it goes. Again, I just need to know about Oh Calcutta. It would have had a perfect round. But I don't know. Feels like it might be kind of a low scoring affair this week for everybody. Those questions were good questions, but kind of all over the place in topic distribution. I get to break form a little bit by using a prop. Haven't done that before. But yeah, that's it for pop culture. We're past the good omens of pop culture and on to sports.
This team gave up a 1996 first-round pick after signing away a rival's coach. Opposing coach Jeff Van Gundy grabbed the leg of a player from this team during a playoff brawl with the Knicks.
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway and Alonzo Mourning were team.
They just on the Spurs? No, it's the Heat then. Yeah, all right. Saved myself on a basketball one. Look, wasn't Tim Hardaway on the Spurs? Was Tim Hardaway on the Spurs? I don't know. I don't know anything about basketball.
In 1946, this man and Globetrotters founder Abe Saperstein created the WCNBA, a West Coast black baseball league.
Oh,
Larry Snyder coached this man, the Buckeye Bullet, who set 4 world records at a 1935 meet. For 10 points, what black athlete won 4 track...
you want just Owens? Oh, interesting. I didn't know he started a baseball league. That's cool. That time period, and very, very successful track and field athlete. Gonna be Jesse Owens.
This man lost a major playoff to Willie McFarlane after calling a penalty on himself.
We're in golf.
He skipped a shot across a pond at Interlaken in his lily pad shot en route to winning the 1930 U.S. Open and a calendar Grand Slam. For 10 points, what golfer founded Augusta National, the home of the Masters?
Yeah, it's Bobby Jones. Bobby Jones for so long, calling the penalty on himself. It was Bobby Jones since then. But I sat on it. Just not sure about golfers.
This team lost an NLDS Game 5 to the Cardinals after giving up 10 runs in the first inning. In 2019, this team signed a team-friendly 7-year, $35 million extension with star Curaçaoan second baseman Ozzie Albies.
Okay. It was just, that kept going and going. I was just like, say the name of the player, and I'll tell you what team he plays for. Ozzie Albies is a longtime keeper for me in my fantasy baseball league. Probably going to keep him for quite a while.
In 2022, this team's offensive line coach was fired after he was accused of sexual misconduct during a game in Mexico. In 2022, this team scrapped a contract clause requiring its quarterback study film 4 hours a week.
That's the Cardinals. Yeah, they didn't think Kyler Murray was spending enough time in the film room, so they put in his contract that he had to spend time in the film room. And then they got rid of it because they were being ridiculous. Yeah, playing in Mexico, it's pretty much the 49ers. Wait, do the 49ers and the Cardinals always play in Mexico? Are they always the teams that play in Mexico? No, that can't be. The Chargers play in Mexico sometimes. But it makes sense that it would be a West team that they have play in Mexico.
This country's first female Summer Olympics medalist, a Taekwondo star, defected in 2020. In 1984, Hulk Hogan won his first WWF title by beating a wrestler born in this country who used the camel clutch. For 10 points, in what home country of the Iron Sheik was wrestling discouraged by the Shah?
Yeah, it is Iran. I thought the Iron Sheik was from Iran. Just sitting on these questions. They're getting me 10 points for sure, but not big points.
In the 2022 NBA draft, this team took a guard out of Purdue just after the Kings picked Keegan Murray. In 2021, this team used the first overall pick on a guard out of Oklahoma State. Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham are teammates on, for 10 points,
no idea.
what NBA team that lost 28 games in a row in 2023?
Oh, who lost 28 games in a row? Was it the 76ers? Oh, that was so famous. The Pistons. Okay. You can see the real difference there, where on the baseball one, I'm just saying, okay, who's the player that you're talking about? I'll tell you what team they're on. And this one, when it gets to basketball, it's like, give me clues about anything else other than current players on their team, please. A team nickname, not a geographical name. Interesting. So it's going to be maybe like a national rugby team or a Premier. No, because Premier wouldn't work. I'm guessing it's going to be like a national rugby team.
Well, on a team with this name in 1960, Howard Glenn became the first pro football player to die in a game.
Oh.
This was the original name of the New York Jets. It was adopted in 1999 by a team coached by Jeff Fisher that had been the...
Oh, that's the Titans then. Yeah, Jeff Fisher was the first coach of the Tennessee Titans after they switched over from being the Oilers. So it wasn't about a particular franchise. It was about many other football teams that had the team name Titans. I remember that.
In 1946, the player-manager of this team reportedly inspired NL rival Leo DeRocher's line, "Nice guys finish last." This team's 1930 stars include a pitcher nicknamed the Meal Ticket, Carl Hubble. Mel Ott starred on for 10 points.
Who's Mel Ott?
What NL team that played over 65 seasons at the Polo Grounds?
Oh. Mets then? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the New York Giants, and then... yeah, that was very gettable there.
In 2015, this man became the first player to enter the Triple Gold Club as a 3-time captain. He scored the golden goal in overtime to win gold over Team USA at the 2010 Olympics in Vancouver. Canada's captain at the 2014 Olympics was, for 10 points, what longtime captain of the Penguins?
Oh, it's hockey, not soccer. It's Sidney Crosby. I was thinking about soccer so hard there. But yeah, they wouldn't be playing soccer in the Vancouver Olympics in 2010. Oi, that was... It really threw me off the trail there. Well, that was I'm going to finish this week's Buzzword on uneven footing. Getting questions right, but not really being able to parse them and understand what's going on until the end. But that's why they call them a giveaway. Thanks for watching. If you liked this playthrough of week 11 of 2024's Buzzword offerings, like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out all the other videos I got going. And if you are interested in playing Buzzword, you can head on over to naqt.com/buzzword. Check it out for yourself. I'm your unstable Quizmaster Jack after this somewhat unnerving week of Buzzword. We'll see you next time.